The Shawshank Redemption is a movie which came out in cinemas in 1995, directed by Frank Darabont, with Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. The story is told by Red, a prisoner that, for having committed a crime in youth, has to spend his whole life in the great penitentiary of Shawshank in Maine. The main character is Andy Dufresne, a Portland banker unfairly condemned to 30 years of prison for a crime never committed, his wife and her lover's murder. Therefore, unfortunately, Andy is put in prison because of lawyers' incompetence and strict judges. The protagonist is forced to start a new life made of maltreatments by rebel prisoners, of periods spent within the isolation cells nourished with bread and water, a real injustice that brings Andy to create his own position in Shawshank in order to educate the detained and giving rebirth to the prison library. The miserable condition in which the detained are subjected to live lead Andy to Red, a famous man in Shawshank, for procuring whatever the convicts wish. As the years passed between the two characters bonds a friendship which gets stronger in the course of the events and experiences, bringing Red to strongly believe in Andy's innocence. The friendship becomes stronger when Andy asks Red to find him a poster of Rita Hayworth, a remarkable American actress, and a hammer. It's also thanks to Rita Hayworth's poster that Andy thinks about a plan to escape from prison. One day, Tommy Williams arrives to the prison, a young scoundrel whose ex-soulmate had revealed him to have killed a banker's wife and her lover. After having heard the dreadful story, Andy would like to open the trial again with the hope to get the freedom, but his attempts are rejected and Tommy is sent to another prison. In the course of years, Andy tells Red about his plan: escape from prison to reach Zihuatanejo in Mexico to start a new life. After having lived 27 years as prisoner, Andy runs away from Shawshank, squatting in a hole he dug in the wall for 20 years, 500 meters long, as 5 football fields, achieving the sensation of freedom he had been deprived of. Some years later, Red is released from prison, and after almost 40 years lived as detained, he is confused, and the only reason he has to keep living is bridge Andy to Zihuatanejo. The Shawshank Redemption reflects on the consequences of the judicial mistakes that are committed, infusing in the reader, as in the spectator, a feeling of frustration and powerfulness to which jail conditions submit the convicts. A condition that, other than mining the body, risks to mine the psyche as well. The message "get busy living" or "get busy dying" arouses in the protagonist a strength to react to life's adversity, a life he imagined different. Freedom and hope, words that cannot be thought into such a violent place like the prison, are some of the prevalent arguments discussed in the story that go together with the protagonist until the end of the romance. Hope is the word used by Stephen King to end the book, letting the reader with the hope that the two characters will meet to start a new life again. Shawshank Redemption is also a movie based on the real and sincere friendship, where people share conditions and experiences, that brights in the final scene when the two characters meet each other on the Zihuatanejo's beach. The Italian movie shows a different title compared to that American one. Even the Italian movie has a significant meaning. The wings symbolically represent the mean to escape from bars that separate the man from the real world, and the courage the key to gain that sense of freedom. The movie was slightly modified compared to the romance. The movie is full of hard and violent scenes which are not described in the book, like the scene when Andy is beaten by the three sisters, a nickname used to identify a group of detained. The Shawshank Redemption, that won 11 Oscar Prizes in 1994, is always able to touch and surprise nowadays young generations.
Ma alcuni uccelli non sono fatti per la gabbia, questa è la verità. Sono nati liberi e liberi devono essere. E quando volano via ti si riempie il cuore di gioia perché sai che nessuno avrebbe dovuto rinchiuderli. Che se il posto in cui vivi diventa all'improvviso grigio e vuoto senza di loro.